Yoshi Shiraki with Equity Real Estate and Utah Home Sweet Home, and in this episode we're going to discuss if you should consider buying a fixer-upper that you can fix to move in happily ever after. You know, from time to time people consider buying the fixer-upper because they can usually get a discount on that property. It's not as nice as the surrounding homes, and so it's very tempting and appealing and attractive to maybe buy that home that's a fixer-upper that you can go in, do a little bit of work, and then move in because at that particular point you're satisfied with it. It's now drop dead gorgeous. So there are a couple things that you're going to want to keep in mind as you are trying to determine if this is the right move for you. So let's assume you're shopping for two homes. Or you've got a home that's drop dead gorgeous and the fixer-upper, but assuming they're in the exact same neighborhood, right? You have a specific area you want to live in. And let's assume that this is a $400,000 neighborhood. And one house you can buy for $400,000 and it's drop dead gorgeous and it's beautiful and you can move in happily ever after. However, the house down the street is $350,000, which is why it's so tempting to want to buy it, but it's a little rough around the edges, it's super dated, and it needs some renovations. So should you consider buying this $350,000 house to save a little bit of money, or should you buy the $400,000 home? Well, it depends. It depends, in my personal opinion, it depends on how much is it going to cost to do the renovations to make this $350,000 home drop dead gorgeous as well. Because if it's going to take $50,000 to take this $350,000 house to make it look drop dead gorgeous, then you're going to be all in at $400,000 and you're going to spend the $50,000. You're also going to have put in all the time, the work, hiring the contractors, managing the contractors. It may be, at that particular time, more simple to go ahead and buy the drop dead gorgeous house. However, if by chance that $350,000 house only needs $20,000 in repairs, then you're all in at $370,000 and you now have a $30,000 equity play, which could be a very good play to start off by having some built-in equity into this new property, into your new home. So everybody's going to have their particular number on what they feel is a good equity play. Some people might be satisfied having $10,000 built-in equity, $20,000, $30,000. Whatever that number is that you're satisfied with, you're going to have to make sure that when you compare what a drop-dead gorgeous house is going for versus a home that is a little rough around the edges, plus the construction costs, is there enough equity left over to make it worth your while to go through the work of buying that particular home that's rough around the edges. So I hope that was helpful in helping you kind of come to the determination and decision if you want to do a handyman special type of a home, kind of a fixer-upper. You're going to put some sweat equity into it versus buying something drop dead gorgeous. Now, one thing to keep in mind is, in my example, just for the sake of numbers, I used $400,000 and $350,000. It really doesn't matter what price point you're looking at. But let's just stay to this example, $400,000, $350,000. Let's assume that for this to be worth it for you, you want more than $30,000 in equity. Let's just say $40,000 to keep the math simple. But they're asking $350,000. That doesn't mean you can't offer less, right? So whatever that analysis comes up with on how much equity you want and the construction costs, then obviously from there you're going to work backwards to the offer price. So the offer, they might be asking $350,000, but you might offer $340,000, $330,000. Doesn't mean they're going to accept the offer, but whatever that number needs to be is where I would recommend you start your offer, and then you can always negotiate from there. And if the seller isn't willing to sell it at the price that you need to make it worth your while, then that might help you make your decision on just going ahead and buying the one that you can move in happily ever after, that's drop dead gorgeous, no repairs necessary. Alright, so I hope you found this video helpful, kind of a good way to analyze one perspective versus the other. There are a lot of people that are debating if they should do the handyman special approach to save a little bit of money, and I think it's a great approach as long as you do save a little money. You just don't want to spend $50,000 in repairs and be even with what you would have normally paid if you would have just bought a house drop dead gorgeous already. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to ask your questions or comments in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more great real estate investment tips and real estate tips in general. And thank you so much for watching.